Welcome to MC's MVPs. We got everybody in the house, and as you see, my wall's still not. My wall is. Been a long week, people.
I thought we were gonna ignore it. Just keep it pushing.
No.
Well, JT wasn't gonna let it.
I was gonna point out.
Fair enough.
Well, today, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying so. Today we're talking about what animes you would suggest or not suggest to someone.
No, it's keep reading the thing. It said, "What anime would you suggest?"
Yeah, but I'm gonna talk about animes that I wouldn't suggest.
No,
to too.
that's not part of.
People, like I've said this before, but he can't read.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
That's why his ass always listen.
That's why I'm always later, right here.
Wait, what is that gonna do with reading?
I can't read the text message y'all are sending. But so I always my go-to. I always suggest to people who are first starting out is always Full Metal Alchemist. It is always the one that, because it's like 58 episodes, 60 episodes. It's not too long. You can digest it. There's nothing in it that you're just like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Everything kind of makes sense in there, because like alchemy is something that we do in this world, or we did in this world. Now we call it chemistry. But so it's something that everyone can grasp. It's got a decent story about two brothers just trying to make it through the world and get their bodies back because they did something dumb when they were kids. So it's something that a lot of people can relate to, or they can find relatable things in the anime and stuff like that. The fight scenes are amazing. The animation style is really good. And in my opinion, it doesn't matter which one you watch. You can watch Brotherhood or you can watch the original. They're both good. And I suggest you watch both of them.
What's the difference?
Their storylines differ.
They split.
By a lot.
Yeah, they split at one point. Like the beginnings are basically the same until I think.
I'm sorry. In case y'all didn't hear me, I said what? What's the difference between the two?
Yeah. Once they get to like episode 13, maybe,
yeah, that's when they split.
They're completely different.
Yeah, because it started off where the anime was following the manga.
Because I've watched both of them, but it's been a while.
The original one started following the manga, but then the manga was going too slow, so it just passed the manga and did its own thing. And then
that's how some of these shows should do.
And then Brotherhood is literally just.
I don't think that's true.
He's a Boruto lover. He's gonna say that, but
I don't think that counts.
You're a hater. That's what it is. You're a Boruto hater.
You're right. But
you're one of those people that never give Boruto a chance.
I gave it 150 episodes.
It was good.
I gave it 150 episodes.
So
I didn't give it one. So
George you got too many doggone animes.
You got them right. Boruto's like technically on the list. It's one of those
somewhere.
Like, he's
not down there.
It's like I'm not typing you into the list. You're on the list for like maybe, possibly, probably not.
but so that's one that I always and then Plunder is another one I suggest for someone who like is really never thought about anime, doesn't know anything about anime or anything like that. Because that's 14 episodes, something really short that can get you into anime.
There's 2 seasons for that, so it's not really.
Oh, you're right. There are 28 episodes. Still, it's less than the 60 episodes of I almost said My Hero, but of Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah. Plunder has got that switch between the 2 seasons. So like, I don't know with how much like.
Oh, how it goes from like decent fight scenes and everything like that to like them being in the school and then going slower, talking about how Leif got his powers.
Well, when season 2 is damn near a whole nother show.
Yeah,
like damn near, and it's one of those things where it's like, if this is your first go around with anime and you're also dealing with the just gateway of randomness and weirdness of just anime itself, I probably don't want to tack on like a complete switch like that halfway.
Yeah.
Especially with everybody being on binge culture. Because at the same time, if you're introducing stuff to people now and they're just getting into anime now, they're going to be part of the binge, like binge culture. So like, I don't want to give you anything that I don't feel like you can binge.
Cowboy Bebop.
But I also don't want to give you something that's going to be super long to where you feel like I'm telling you, hey, you got to spend 100 hours watching this show. And it's like, nah, something, but like,
Cowboy
something
Bebop.
14, 12 episodes.
But the thing about Cowboy Bebop that my wife can't get into, it's not connected. No, like the only episodes that are connected are the last 3. No other episodes are connected. Everything's just sprawled out. You don't know. There's not a timeline or anything like that. And she was like, I can't focus on it.
See, but I beg to differ. I'm on the opposite end.
I agree with you.
I'm on the opposite. Well, I'm talking about now Cowboy Bebop, but I'm talking about I want to give them something that has passion and it's kind of long, but kind of long. That is long. I want to give something that's going to reach something that like our story. Well, all of them are stories, but more like the Naruto. I'm gonna give them a little bit of mainstream, maybe something old school, but that's really good. Like my favorite show is Yu Yu Hakusho. I won't say maybe I'll say recommend or I might say, hey, you know what? Try Assassination Classroom to start off. Or I might just say, hey, I know a lot of people like Naruto. A lot of older people who starting off getting into anime because they see their children talk about it so much. They get into Naruto because Naruto is about this. Well, we know what Naruto really about, but they just like, okay, this kid, he lost his mother, blah blah blah, and his family. He works hard. He's the story behind he's trying hard, and he succeeded what he eventually wants to accomplish.
Right.
While also having being compassionate for his village, stuff like that. But if you're just a person who's like, to me, I think it goes more into like, what TV shows are you watching now?
Yeah.
And so to me, it goes more into like it would honestly depend. It would go into like more of the subcategories like we were talking about prior to, because if you looking at like hospital, if you're more into like the drama hospital like TV shows, I'm not. Y'all, I'm pretty sure you can make a recommendation.
What is it? Tokyo 21 or something like that, with the people that have superpowers that go around investigating.
Or even Fire Force or something like that. I would recommend something like that. But to me, it's all about what. To me, it goes a little bit more of what current TV shows you're watching now. What's your thing for it's like TV show?
See, like earlier you said Yu Yu Hakusho, and like I would not suggest that for someone's first anime because it's older, and a lot of people have difficult times getting into older animes because the quality or.
I've seen different. A big difference, yeah. Because I've seen a lot of people the graphics is not as great as the ones that's coming out now, but man,
but again, like it also depends on, because Yu Yu Hakusho, the first 5 episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho do not prepare you for the next 5 episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho. It looks like it might be a completely different show. Like him coming back from the dead and whatnot, you don't really know what you're getting into with that, because it's like, okay, not that this isn't interesting, but if you had went a completely different route and he was literally just fighting normal ghosts and shit like that, it would have made sense. Like, he was a ghost who came back. But then when you get back and he's in his body and he's not fighting demons and going to a tournament and all that stuff, that necessarily didn't have to be the route that takes.
Right.
But knowing that I've watched all of it, I'm not going to put someone who's watched Supernatural and be like, hey, go watch.
That's what I said.
Because I agree. It depends on what you're watching now, what you like, what have you read and whatnot. Because, like, one of the girls we used to work with, she read a lot. And she was talking about getting in certain animes. And I was like, okay, but what are you reading? What do you like to read?
Right.
So I can suggest something on that. Because if you really liked reading The Lord of the Rings and you liked to watch those movies and whatnot,
Dungeon Gourmet?
There's a fantasy genre that you can pick anything. Dungeon Gourmet, I don't really know. I haven't watched that.
Oh, so it's an anime that's about people who go into dungeons and then they kill monsters and they get products and stuff like that, and then cook from those products. Which is pretty interesting if you think about it, because you think about a dungeon monster, and you think that's gonna be gross as shit.
Hey, first of
I
all,
don't.
you gotta let this man cook when he's cooking. You just can't.
I'm gonna
You can't
cooking
interrupt.
show.
But
Well, I was asking him to be more specific.
well, for that show, I know that they specifically go into the dungeons looking for monsters. That's not what Lord of the Rings is about. So if I tell you, hey, go watch this, and it's like, no, all it is they were fighting monsters and cooking it. There are monsters and fantasy things in Lord of the Rings. It's not about the monsters. So
More like faraway Paladin.
yeah, that'd be a really good option for a like, hey, okay, so you're interested in that? Faraway Paladin.
Jabba's reincarnation?
Jabba's reincarnation, not really, unless they're looking for like a more modern version of Lord of the Rings. Like, I don't know who I was talking to the other week about like the process of living in Lord of the Rings, and eventually that world is going to catch up to like ours in real life, and understanding how that interaction would be later on. It's like, because literally, eventually technology is going to get to where we are, whether they use magic or not. Seeing that process and being like, oh well, orcs are still a thing. Orcs are an intelligent being, so are the orcs still warmongering monsters? Did they wise up and be like, hey, well, we could just make our own nation here. What's that gonna be like? That's different than watching Deliciousness in the Dark. That's not the same thing. They're going for. But a lot of those shows where they're in like a magic school, you got to go off of. At some point, this was medieval, and you had magic.
Okay.
So it's like, how did you get from here to here? And I don't want to be the one who's like, well, no, I really like Lord of the Rings. I'm like, all right, well, go watch. I forgot the name of the show, and I was supposed to be watching the episode when I get home. The Irregular at Magic High School. It's not going to equate. Like, of course, there was magic in the past, but like that doesn't equate to those to me. But yeah, Faraway Paladin for someone who watched Lord of the Rings.
The Demon Lord Magic Academy. Like, that one's a really good one because he gets reincarnated and it's been like 600 years difference and stuff like that. They were medieval and you see what it is like in the future.
Yeah, so it's the difference of, are you looking for fantasy like magic, or are you looking for a fantasy like type world? Like, because if you're looking for that time period, I'm still not going to give you the Irregular at Magic High School because like that's too modern from what you're looking for. If you're looking for them to be out there in the wilderness and doing all that stuff, then that's when you're going to your Reincarnated of the Slimes. Because for a while it was just you can kind of go Mashal. I don't think Mashal is a school anime, so it's like it's like, are you looking for that?
I think it's more Harry Potter. I think it's way more Harry Potter.
It's way more Harry Potter than it is like fantasy, but like magic and fantasy goes hand in hand very often. But at the same time, if people are like, okay, well, I really like the dramas, like you were mentioning, like you like the not necessarily specifically medical dramas, but like if you like the drama shows, stuff like that, then you're looking for the seinen type stuff.
Psycho-Pass.
Not necessarily Psycho-Pass.
Psycho-Pass is a dramatic show, and it keeps you guessing.
You're thinking of it being dramatic versus being a drama.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Because
it's more of a suspense, isn't it?
Yeah, it might have all those tags, but being able to understand the nuance, I'm not going to tell someone who's like, hey, I really liked The Good Doctor, and be like, go watch Psycho-Pass.
No.
Like,
but if you told me that you liked like a CSI or something like that, I was trying to think of another one that was very similar. NCIS, some shit like that, then I'd be like, go watch Psycho-Pass.
Right. And like if somebody was like, hey, I really like Supernatural, that is a drama, but Supernatural, like most people have seen.
Go watch Castlevania.
Go watch Castlevania. That was my first thought.
Yeah, that was my first thought too. I was just like,
they go and they stuff with like a monster of the week type thing.
Right.
But at the same time, there's one that recently started. There's Ghost Stories that's been over, but it's been They probably wouldn't want to watch the dub, but the dub is fucking hilarious.
Oh, wait a minute.
This changeover the shit.
Okay, I've seen the clips of that where she's just like, "What are you, just fucking stupid?"
Yeah, that's the actual dub, and it's ridiculous. But I wouldn't say like Ghost Stories, but I would say Dark Gathering. Dark Gathering is a
Bible Black.
no. We over here now. We're over here now. Don't go look away because we're here. I gotta ignore him. Man, Supernatural, the Bible Black, crazy.
I feel like you can do.
No,
you can't.
Do the bubbles.
No,
Do the bubbles.
No,
Do the bubbles.
no. I'm pausing this.
You gotta. Oh, did you have to?
No, I'm about to. We keep on talking about this crap. No, I'm gonna pause it.
All right, we'll get past
No,
it.
you're ridiculous.
Fine,
No, you always go that way.
Not always.
Yes, you do.
No, I can pick out like 4 or 5 videos on that where they didn't even mention Bible Black.
And only 40% of the time.
Exactly. 40% of the time, every time.
But for Supernatural, I'd probably offer a show called Dark Gathering. In that show, they are literally ghost hunting. And the main character is hunting these ghosts, putting them in a room, having them fight each other to get stronger. And so she's just doing this over and over again, so she can have super powerful ghosts to go fight this other monster that she saw kill her mom. So those are the kind of monster of the week things like Supernatural. That would be a good.
What about Overlord?
Man, I had to rewatch Overlord twice to really understand it. So there's a lot of like nuances in that show that if you miss, you're not gonna understand what's going on.
But I think that's a season thing, not a you're currently watching a season thing. But it's like understanding how season 3 links to season 1.
Yeah,
is the hard part about Overlord.
Yeah, because like in season 1, he's like, "We're gonna take over everything," and then season 3, he's an adventurer helping people, and you're like, What the hell happened?
And in season 4, he's like, "Nah, I'm taking over everything now." And it's like, all right. Well,
can you make up your mind?
Right.
Now, I think if you were like into D&D or something like that, I would suggest Overlord. You have the Lizard Man. You've got like him as a commander, and he's like an undead necromancer. Or MMORPGs.
D&D is so expansive that there's nothing that I can like offer for like people who are like been in D&D for a long time and be like, okay. And I'm like, because literally you can have a D&D campaign about liberty.
Yeah.
Because they've made it where it's like, hey, you can be in space, you can be underground, you can be on the earth, you can
I've never
be
seen
in
a space
different. There's plenty of space. There's one that I watched. It's called Space Odyssey. It's a Dimension 21. They
It's
went
not Daddies and Dungeons.
Dungeons and Daddies.
Oh, Dungeons and Daddies. My
But
bad.
no, they're well, actually, no. In Dungeons and Daddies, they do go to space for a little bit. Oh,
No, be stuff's crazy. I'm sorry.
go ahead.
No, you good. It was completely outside. Go ahead.
Well, we were kind
We
of
do
anyway.
that all the time.
Okay, well, I'm looking at this, and I'm like, man, there's a chance that Austin may not win a game.
We were talking about that.
I know.
I think they might go 0 and whatever.
They might go 0 and 10.
They might go 0 and 10.
But you know what would be funny? If they end up winning these last 5 games, end up making it to the playoffs a freaking game.
I laughed my ass off.
Well, because they did that last year. Last
They
year
lost all their games until the end.
No.
Hold up. This don't have nothing to do with anime. All right, what, y'all got anything else?
If you're into sports, they make sports anime.
Oh, yes.
But take them with a giant grain of
What-
salt.
There is one. There's one. There's one that's really good.
Amazing sports anime. You got Hakuna, you got Blue Lock, you got what you call it?
Kuroko's back.
There you go. That's the shame. If you like basketball, that's the greatest basketball anime.
If you're a fighter, or if you train fighting, or you know someone that's a fighter, or anything
Don't
like
look
that,
at
watch Api no Ippo. That is the closest anime that I have ever seen.
It's a boxing.
It's a boxing anime that you should watch. I've told you to watch it I don't know how many times.
Is that the one with the dudes?
No.
This
No,
is straight just boxing.
Yeah, it's straight just boxing, and it's as close as you can get to like real boxing. Like, yes, obviously they over exaggerate some things here and there because it's an anime. They're gonna do that, but it's so close to real life things happening. The way he trains, the way he fights, and everything like that. Like all the weight classes and how he has to move up in the rankings and everything like that. It's as close to a real life sports game because Blue Lock, they use a lot of things in Blue Lock, but it's just like, no.
But Blue Lock is actually legit though because they do a lot of things that the Asian people do.
Asian people do.
The Asian, that's what they.
Chinese.
Chinese.
I don't know specifically where they're at.
I think
they're in Japan.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I keep telling you, I'm probably not.
I'm sorry. I mean Japanese people.
No.
They're trying to get back to the top.
Yeah.
And so they got a training for that makes sense. What you talking about?
No, I'm talking about like some of the.
I think talking about the actual training.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they do some crazy stuff like that.
Probably, but they probably don't do the same level of.
No, it wouldn't surprise me if they did.
And then
they just still suck at it. That's what it is. Let's be
so Blue Lock
realistic.
will be realistic in 30 years, is what they're saying.
They probably realistic now. We ain't over there in Japan with that.
They ain't doing that shit.
What I was talking about is more so when that guy does
If
like
they was doing that shit, we would hear about it. You know why? Because fucking soccer sucks.
it's the number one watch sport in the world.
And it sucks.
No,
Highlights are good. The highlights
Baseball's America's pastime, and it sucks.
Well,
Highlights are also good.
It's the reason why it's the pastime because it's for the past time, not for the current time. It's
Hey, you know right there.
but yeah,
That's good. That's good. I like that. Right.
So, but anyway,
That's using the old noodle.
I'll be speaking that much truth. Don't come at you.
but
Ernest
yeah,
Dixon found dead in his house.
listen, my wife will become
Survived by a wife and 2 kids.
she's a very, very wealthy lady. That's what she is.
Don't come through quick and early. They're like, talk shit about baseball. I always told them. I always told them. Him and his friend Brody was talking shit about baseball.
Miss Dixon, in the wake of your husband's untimely death, did you have anything to say? You shouldn't have been talking shit about baseball. I told him.
Apparently baseball is great. That didn't seem sincere. It's not my husband's day.
All right. Till next time.